guys, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Shay and this is Manifesting with Karmic Psych-Owl. So here on my channel I talk a lot about my spiritual journey. I talk about manifestation and how it is that I am reaching ascension and also creating the life that I want. So today I want to come here and talk with you guys about something that's been heavy on my heart all month, and I kind of just been trying to gather the confidence and strength to really talk about it because it's something that I don't speak freely or openly about, but part of growth and part of healing others is, sharing what it is that got you to the point that you are in now. So if you guys are not aware, September is suicide. I believe it's Suicide Awareness Month. It might be suicide prevention. I'm not sure. But during this time is a time where not only should we be reaching out and helping others, checking on everybody, making sure that we're okay, that they're okay. You should do that at all times, honestly, because you never know what someone else is going through. But it's just a reminder to be kind to others because you don't know what they're going through behind social media. It's a reminder to be kind to yourself because we're all going through something collectively. And on top of that, things that we are going through within ourselves in our own personal journeys. So I really just wanted to talk with you guys today about my personal journey, reaching fulfillment and things that I've been through, so that you can know that you're not alone out there. So I've pretty much battled depression all of my life, and I didn't know that I was going through depression. I didn't know that the state that I was in was not normal because it was normal to me. There's a lot of things that I've experienced growing up. There's a lot of things that I've seen growing up that put me in a space to be guarded. It put me in a space where I couldn't freely be myself. And I have a lot of trauma from my childhood, just growing up, different experiences that I've had. And although I'm thankful for all those experiences because they made me who I am today, that is the complete reason that I'm able to speak to you guys about this. It's still really hard and difficult. I remember when I actually realized like I'm depressed, was a few years ago. It wasn't that long. It was 2017, and I was going through separation with my ex-husband. So at the time, I was physically sick. Like I've mentioned in my previous videos, if you haven't watched them, I do have Crohn's disease, which is a type of IBS. It basically just affects my colon and digestive tract. So when I am having inflammation, it really ruins every area of my life. I can never eat what I want to eat. I can't drink how I want to drink. I have to be super responsible when it comes to my diet, and I have to keep my stress at a very minimum. I am a Virgo, so keeping stress at a minimum is just something that I don't know how to do naturally. I have to work hard at it. So basically, during this time, I was going to aesthetic school, and honestly, school was easy for me. I am naturally studious, especially when it's something that I have an interest or passion for. So school was easy for me. That wasn't the problem. But the problem was my home situation. It was like my life was falling apart, honestly. And I became in a space where my depression got so bad where I just felt like I didn't want to be alive anymore. I'm trying not to cry because it's a very emotional topic. I just remember calling my sister and just saying, like, if it wasn't for my kids, like, I would just die right now. Like, I don't want to be here. I don't want to be a part of this. And when you're in that space, it feels like your life doesn't matter because it doesn't matter to you. It feels like it doesn't matter to anybody else either. I can really sympathize with people that have committed suicide because I've had those thoughts before where I just felt like it would just be better if I wasn't here. It would be better for me and it would be better for everybody else. So, with my digestive disease, I get into these seasons of depression quite frequently because it's really hard for me to accept that my life will never be normal. I was only just diagnosed in 2014 and my mom had Crohn's disease as well. So it was something that I grew up seeing, but it was something that I was on the outside looking in. It wasn't something that I experienced first person. So I honestly didn't realize how much it would take a toll on my mental health. I knew that physically I would be in pain. I knew that it would be hard for me to eat. I knew that my weight will fluctuate because I see my mother go through it. But what I didn't stop to realize is how big of an impact it would take on my mental health. Basically, when I feel like I have no control over my disease, it starts to feel like I don't have any control over my life. And it's really hard for me to come to terms and accept that I don't have control over something. So when I get sick, it's like I'll be going to the bathroom frequently. I'll be losing a lot of weight. I'm just physically weak. I'm emotionally weak. It's just really hard for me to function on a daily basis. And I just keep trying to push through it and push through it, which makes me sicker because I'm then stressed out trying to get through all these things. And when I realized, oh my God, I'm depressed, it made me realize that I had always been depressed. That since I was a child, I was never really happy. I didn't really know what happiness was. I knew that I had happy moments, but I really didn't experience like a happy life. Like that's just how I honestly feel about it. And even when I got married, it was like there was happy moments, but I didn't have a happy life. Like I just wasn't fulfilled with what I was doing or who I was being. And when I had my children, like when I had my son, it was the first time that I felt that I truly experienced like love. Like when I looked at my son and I knew that there was nothing that I could do or he could do to change how much that we loved each other, that I would be willing to do any and everything to protect him, then I realized this is what love is. And it kind of made me realize that I didn't really love my husband, like not in the way that I felt like I should. So when all of these things was happening, I just wanted to die. I just didn't want to be here. I just felt like people really didn't need me. It didn't matter. The only thing that was keeping me here on this astral plane was that I had a responsibility to my children. And not because I felt like me being in their life was worth something. It was like I chose to have these kids. So that it's extremely selfish of me to just take my own life and with no care of who would be responsible for them afterwards. So I really just wanted to speak about, the moments that I've had. And as someone who suffers with depression frequently, I would say at least once or twice a year, I'll get into a space of depression. And it's kind of hard for me to really live my life. It's like I become detached from my physical life and I start to, it's like the days are just passing me by. I'm going to work every day, but I'm not passionate about my work. I'm going to work every day, but I'm not doing anything to fulfill my purpose any further. I'm taking care of my kids every day, but I'm caring for them, but I'm not nurturing them in the ways that they need to be nurtured so that they can become great people. So it's a really difficult thing. And I just want to say to anyone that's out there that's going through that, or that feels depressed, or feels like they are worthless, or that their life doesn't mean anything, it's just not true. Every day that you wake up is another reason that you are alive. I don't know what you believe in, if you believe in God or the universe, or that the fact that there's just a higher power than just being human. But every day that you wake up is another reason that God seen fit for you to be here. You literally have a purpose. Everything that we do has a purpose. Every moment that we experience has a purpose. And I know it's easier said than done to say, okay, this is the way that's meant to be. You'll see one day, like, and it feels like one day is never going to come. 11/11. But it's just really not true. And I could say, like, right now, I wouldn't say I'm depressed, but I'm definitely going through some stuff. And it's difficult for me to see the bright side of things right now. It's difficult for me to be happy in this moment. There's not much advice that I can give you really about depression, except that you should talk to someone. Whether it's a friend or a family member or a therapist or a psychologist, you should talk to somebody about it. Because when you hold on to those words, you hold on to those feelings, and you're holding on to depression, which only is going to get deeper and darker unless you get out of it. Every day you have to tell yourself, I'm here for a reason. Every day you have to wake up, turn the lights on, get out of bed, move, eat something, drink some water. You have to use this life because you have a purpose. And it's highly selfish for us to say, I don't want to deal with this anymore. I don't want to be a part of this anymore. When we've all lost people. Most people have lost someone, and there's nothing that I wouldn't do to say, like, I just wish my mom was here, you know? So it's really selfish because she didn't have a choice to say, I'd rather be dead or alive right now. And we have a choice. Every day is a choice. We could choose to be happy. We can choose to stay depressed. We could choose to end our life if we wanted to. But we don't know what's after. Like, we don't. And I just want to remind you guys how important you are, how special you are, how loved you are. Even if you don't have not one single person that tells you that on a regular basis, I promise you are. And you are so protected and so guided. And even though if this moment is not good for you, you're going to get through this just like you got through everything else. If you can just look back and think about even one single time where you thought you wasn't going to get through it and you said, I can't do this. And you did do it and you made through it. And you were happier afterwards. Like, once I got through that whole situation with my kid's dad, then I was able to be happier after that. I was able to find love and happiness in other things. And whatever it is that has you down, one day you will find love and happiness in other things. So I'm going to list below in the description box a plethora of numbers that you guys can reach out to. These will be resources for anyone that's struggling or going through something and needs some help, needs someone to talk to. And honestly, you can hit me. Like, you can hit me up on any social media platform. You can message me on my business email, which I'll have linked down below. And I'll support you as best as I can because I know how hard it is. So I hope you guys have a great week and really just love on your people as hard as you can right now, because tomorrow is not promised. Peace.